ESPN put out their best fits for the top 50 players available in NFL unrestricted free agency.
Can I take a quick guess?
Sure.
I bet there's not anybody that's top 20 on the list that's a Cowboys product because the Cowboys don't go after good free agents.
That the Cowboys would get?
No, they will not. Like, when you go through this list, I'm just going to assume the top 20 free agents on this list, the Cowboys have no part of these guys because they actually are going to want money to play football.
Okay, you make a very good point because, like, for example, we talked last week about what a pipe dream this was in terms of Daron Payne. Oh, wouldn't you love for the Cowboys to get Daron Payne? I'm like, sure. Like, let's go do that. It's the same thing about that dumb report about, the Cowboys are intrigued about C.J. Stroud. Oh, you don't say. A top 5 talent in the draft? Well, guess what? I bet about 25 teams are intrigued by C.J. Stroud. It's not going to happen, people. What are we
for
even talking
Stroud?
about?
I heard that's a rumor.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, hold
Great.
on.
I would do that in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Oh,
we got to talk about.
He hates Dak. I mean, a guy who's done nothing in the NFL.
From a financial perspective, it makes sense.
For Mike.
It's never going to happen, people.
I see
Why
your tone
did you
has
just
changed.
suck me into this conversation?
Your tone has changed.
Damn. Never mind, I wouldn't.
All right. Maybe not this year, but next year. Let's say you feel like, you know what, we've gotten as far as we can with Dak Prescott. Do you think a team is going to be like, we'll take him? Like, do you think a team would want to trade you significant picks for Dak Prescott?
I do.
I do too.
I think you get at
double
least
check a number on
I would
this.
say you get at least a first round pick.
Yeah.
And I probably would guess a second too. Like probably not in the same year. I don't think you get a first and a second. Like I don't think they would want to mess up one draft like that, but you'd get like, let's just say your 2023 first round pick from somebody and then their 2023 second round pick.
Okay.
2024 second round.
$34 million is what I think you would be plugged in to pay Dak in 24 if you're that other team. Like you'd be on the hook to take $34 million of that. But that's it.
The Cowboys aren't bad enough, but the greatest thing that would ever happen to the Cowboys in our lifetime since Troy Aikman
Do not say this.
is to lose out this upcoming season to get Caleb Williams. Like that would change your franchise forever. That would put you the way that Cincinnati right now feels about Joe Burrow, the way that in a weird way probably Jacksonville feels about Trevor Lawrence, the way that obviously Kansas City has already proven it, but the way that they feel about Patrick Mahomes. You're in a Super Bowl window if you probably get Caleb Williams. His first year, probably not. But after his first year, I think you put yourself in a Super Bowl window for a decade because he looks the part of the superstar quarterback.
My only problem and I know there's another area you want to go with this. My only problem there is, as an OU fan, I watched Lincoln Riley turn dudes into dudes. And now Kyler Murray, I was like, that dude's it. He's it right there. Jalen Hurts, I was like, he's going to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. Baker Mayfield, I was like, not a big fan. But that's a different story. So with Caleb Williams, and as great as he looks in college, there are always these parts of me that just won't let go that Lincoln Riley makes quarterbacks look really good. Now, do you go hire Lincoln Riley and say, come be our head coach so that you can continue to make this guy look good? I don't know.
And so, for example, like Jalen Hurts in the last 3 years has cost the Eagles $4 million total on the cap, which is...
He's going to cost more later.
Yeah.
But worry about that later.
Absolutely, which is just madness. But, like, compare that to Joe Burrow. Including this next season, you know how much Joe Burrow has cost the Bengals?
$9 million.
Unfortunately, it's more than that.
$90 million.
$36 million.
Well, it's less than 90.
For 4 years. Is that not a below market value rate for 1 year of Joe Burrow?
Yeah, he's proven that these last 2 years he should have made close to $100 million.
Yes. And so that is the appeal of the rookie quarterback, even because I know people will be like, well, what if CJ Stroud isn't good? Well, guess what? I got all of that dead money off the book. And if CJ Stroud's no good, my draft pick in 2024 is going to be awesome as well. So I'll be well on my way to rebuilding my team. But Mike is right about the free agent fits. Is the only two people in the top 20 that the Cowboys are involved with are people that would leave their team. So Dalton Schultz is number 12 on ESPN's list. by Matt Bowen, and number 19 is Tony Pollard. So ESPN has Dalton Schultz saying he's going to be a good fit with the Chargers. And we have obviously already seen the Chargers connection play out in terms of Kellen Moore going over there. And I'm sure Justin Herbert would like a safety blanket. That makes sense to me. I have to admit, I'm not particularly familiar with the Chargers cap off the top of my head. But if they can make it happen.
They're in decent shape right now, but they have to look at, we're about to have to pay close to $50 million a year for our quarterback.
That is true. And then the other one is, well, first of all, Corey, you looked intrigued. Justin Herbert, or excuse me.
Yeah, I'll take Justin Herbert.
Yeah, no. Dalton Schultz to the Chargers.
That would be nice. I just,
didn't they have a number 7 show
Gerald
out?
Everett was really good.
I don't know. He looked the part of being a really good tight end. So I don't know if they need a I get that Kellen Moore, they know each other, this and that, but I don't know. That guy started coming on in the end where I was for fantasy football purposes and all these things, they start flashing dude, this dude's catching a lot of balls and for yards and making guys miss. He's a very physical guy.
He's 28. That was his best.
He's 28 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, I didn't know he was that old.
And that's kind of one of those things. I've been kind of waiting for him to make that kind of look like that kind of player. And that was his best season so far. And Mike, even to your point, I thought that he was underused with Justin Herbert. There were times when I was like, dude, he's a mismatch nightmare right now. Never stop throwing to him. And Justin Herbert was like, I got somebody else. Eckler's wide open.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, what are you doing here? So I think, Kevin, that it would be very intriguing because he lands with Kellen Moore's offense again, and then Justin Herbert has a security blanket, much like Dak, and that could open up things for the rest of the offense.
And then the next one would be Tony Pollard. He's number 19 on the list. ESPN's got best fit Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. On a 1-year contract, please.
Let me ask you something. That makes sense. Is that the way the Cowboys do business?
No, they just give the person whatever they want. They just give in the end.
That's what I'm afraid. You're going to see it come down, and it's going to be a 3-year, I don't know, $33 million, whatever the hell the deal is going to be.
It'll probably be 5 years at 75.
Oh my God.
Did you almost cuss?
Oh my gosh. I don't.
5 for 70.
I just
took $5 million.
I might
off.
break my headphones again.
The Cowboys felt like they got a good deal there. But, only $40 million guaranteed.
That's where I'll really get in trouble. I'll finally just ask Stephen why they're bad at negotiating.
No, you won't.
Yes, I will.
Yes,
I will.
You were afraid to ask hard questions.
At the end of the day,
Tony Pollard, a 5-year, $70 million deal.
At the end of the day, Kevin, you just have to execute.
Uh-huh.
And his real answer would be that he would never give us is Daddy said that we're signing him.
There's only so much pie.
Yeah. Well,
how would you ever be able to disperse the pie?
You know what? But the Cowboys act like they know there's a finite amount of pie, but they just keep giving it to the first person who walks up. They're like, I don't care. Do you want some of this pie? That piece is too big.
One of your legs still works. You got it.
If you get the most pie earliest, Kevin.
I did not say the F word.
Then
when you kind of
that was supposed to be God. Did you dump that? I did not say the F word.
I did not dump it.
I did not say the
F word.
You
didn't say it. Kind of just the way your breath came out. It kind of just like all Cowboy fans are like, yeah, we understand why you would cuss if they sign that contract.
The way they look at it is if we give somebody all the pie or most of the pie,
you're going to play
then
even better.
All the players that really want to be here to wear the star on their helmet, they'll take less pie.
Okay.
Because we don't have that much pie.
That's great.
Left.
You're not 1980s Notre Dame anymore. You're on NBC. That's super neat. That is not a selling point anymore. You can't just go, well, we gave away all the pies, so all the good players will go ahead and put their finger around the bottom of the tin. That's not the way it happens.
10.
We got loopholes.
Seriously.
I'm dead serious. That's the way. I think that's the way that they think is if you don't come get your pie, there won't be any pie left, and you're just going to have to settle with whatever's left. And the rest of the league's like, that's how it works, buddy.
I just hope there is somebody in that room. I don't know if they're the Keeping It Real consultant or whatever they're called. It's like, pull your head out of your asses. None of that is going to work like that.
Mm-hmm.
I would get fired because that is exactly how I would say that.
We're so mad and nothing's even happened yet.
I know, but because I think it's all going to happen. I can feel it. I can feel myself smashing my headphones when they say Tony Pollard, breaking news, 5 for 70, and then I really will say the F word.
But only 40 guaranteed.
But you know what? Here's the deal, Mike. With that 40 guaranteed this year, Mike has picked them to go to Las Vegas in the Super Bowl. So what are you so mad about?
Yeah, what are you so mad about? Get happy. Have I ever been wrong on a prediction?
Yeah.
Yes.
They did
has my Mavs going to the NBA Finals prediction gone wrong yet this year?
Not
yet. It has not.
See?
From the 682.
Still right.
You still got a shot.
Yeah. I do regret that one really, really bad.
Man, I feel like you're going full Mark McGuire. I'm only here to talk about the present. I can't answer that question because you asked it in the past. So that is now a past question. Only a guy who cursed on the air would deny that. Well, what kind of sense does that make? I never understand when they were like, well, a guilty person would say they didn't do it. Well, wouldn't an innocent person do? Like an innocent, if you didn't rob a bank, you wouldn't go, you know what? I did it. This is not Spartacus, okay? All right.
What is Spartacus?
You remember that scene in Spartacus when everyone stands up and they're like, I am Spartacus. And now all the people are like, I am Spartacus.
And this is Sparta.
That's a different.
What's the movie?
That's a different movie.
What's the movie called? Spartacus?
You've seriously never heard?
No.
I haven't seen it
Corey,
either.
we have no clue.
I've seen Sparta.
You know what? You need to use better references.
I've seen the Sparta movie. Didn't they have like 300 people or something? What's that movie called?
That's the
Sparta?
300 movie. What is that called? I'm 300?
It is just called 300.
This is 300.
That is not what we're talking about.
They use shields together. And then they dump them off the cliff. I remember that movie, and they're all fit, man. I mean, those guys are doing calisthenics night and day.
They were stretching during breaks like you, Mike.
I wouldn't give to have that body.
Oh, they were flipping tires. They had a thing on Men's Health on how to get that type of body. I have a whole article.
Tires?
Yeah, you flip tires all day, and it's a big old workout with tires.
Does it matter how big the tire is?
Big old tires. Yeah, those big old monster truck tires.
From
the some tires.
From the 214, Kevin, my guy, let it out. I'm with you, stupid front office. From the 956, I heard the F that came from your soul. They felt it there. All right, well, we've already gone off on a weird tangent. I don't remember where we were supposed to be, but I'll tell you this.
I think we're talking about guys' bodies.
Okay, they did look fantastic in that.
All right, the Cowboys. Now when we get to players 35 through 50, the Cowboys are going to be locked in here.
Well, they're in on one player in the top 50.
DJ Sharp?
Besides Pollard, you're saying that besides they're already on the Cowboys?
That's not one of their players, yes.
Odell Beckham.
Odell Beckham Jr.
Yes, I love this story. I want to talk about it all the time.
Miles Sanders available.
Number 26.
How about Odell Beckham? You don't tick off the whole training staff, and you might have already been on the team.
That is a fair point. At number 26 on the list is the lone other top 50 candidate that is on the list. I got, you know what?
You okay, bud?
From the 803, you can taste Kevin's anger. But thank you.
And it's lunchtime, Beckham, so that's a good deal.
5 years, $75 million.
I'm out.
It's the same deal as
I'm taking a gap year. You can call it whatever you want. I'm just going to need some time.
It makes them better. Think about it.
What? Hit pause on that.
Wait, what's happening?
What the hell was that, Joey?
Oh, I think that's the Sparta movie you're talking about.
It's not Spartacus.
Random stuff just started playing.
I thought that was going to be a Spartacus reference.
I was like, are we going to commercial break? We're that bad right now?
So basically what Mike said is there is one whole pie, and I'm splitting this pie between Odell and Tony Pollard this offseason.
And Spartans,
80 million guaranteed.
Kevin's movie.
I just can't. From the 832, I think Kevin is about to rage quit this show. And then two people.
That was like the afternoon show.
From the 817.
Rage.
I have to tell Kevin, I get the Spartacus reference.
What is it from the 80s? When is the movie from?
Far, far older than that. It's like the 50s or 60s.
How'd you see it?
Kirk Douglas. You can watch movies that you weren't alive for. Have you ever seen The Wizard of Oz? AD. and this is a great movie, Spartacus, Kirk Douglas. Thank you very much from the 806. So the point was...
Oh, he was in that movie where he got mad and had a flat top and went and shot everything.
That's Michael Douglas, and I believe that movie is called Falling Down. I feel that
Wolf
guy's
of
pain
Wall Street?
right now.
He was a receiver for the Falcons. That's Harry Douglas. Never mind. Back to you, Kevin.
So the point was, I guess, ESPN thinks we'll keep Tony Pollard
and get Odell Beckham
lose
Jr.
Dalton Schultz
Super Bowl.
and get Odell Beckham Jr.
Last time Odell Beckham Jr. was on a football team, what did they play in?
The Super Bowl.
Well, there you go.